Are you looking for the best iPads? In this video we will look at some of the best iPads. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 5. Apple iPad Mini, 6th generation. 6 pounds dimensions, 7.7 by 5.3 by 0.2 inches display, 8.3-inch liquid retina resolution, 1488 by 2266 CPU, a 15 bionic storage, 64 GB, 256 GB battery, up to 10 hours rear camera, 12 MP front camera, 12 MP. Compact size with flagship power. 5G support. A range of color choice. High starting price. A 15 bionic isn't future-proofed. The iPad Mini, 6th generation, changes the narrative of the iPad Mini range. The design makes the iPad Mini feel like a smaller iPad Air, and it, mostly, delivers on this expectation. The 8.3-inch liquid retina display is smaller than the 10.9-inch iPad Airs, and it offers the same overall experience, typically at a $100 lower starting price. If you like the iPad Air but want something more portable, the iPad Mini is a great choice. However, it isn't perfect for everyone. It has a higher starting price than the entry-level iPad, a limited range of compatible accessories and an underwhelming battery life. It features less RAM than the iPad Air, 4 GB versus 8 GB, which doesn't affect most tasks, but makes it far less future-proofed. Similarly, it's powered by the Apple A15 Bionic chipset, whereas the iPad Air has the far more capable and future-proofed Apple M1 chipset. Despite these trade-offs, it still represents a great overall experience. The iPad Mini won't be perfect for everyone, but it's the perfect extra portable media player or note-taking tablet. If you need something you can throw in your pocket or bag, the iPad Mini is a great choice. Similarly, it's a great tablet for kids as it's more ergonomic for them to hold and use. It's also available in various colors for a fun flair. What the writers say, our writer says, I love my iPad Mini, 6th gen. Although it's 2 years old, it offers a powerful, portable design that supports the Apple Pencil, 2nd gen. I also bought an iPad Mini for my 2-year-old niece. I chose the iPad Mini because of its smaller size, my niece loves it. It's the perfect size for even the smallest hands to hold and features the same all-screen design as the iPad Pro. My 2-year-old niece loves her iPad Mini and carries it everywhere. Even when I put my 12.9-inch iPad Pro in front of her, she prefers the smaller iPad Mini. It's not the perfect device for everyone, but for kids and people who want a smaller tablet, the iPad Mini is a great choice. Number 4. Apple 10.9-inch iPad Air, 5th generation. Intel Celeron J4125 graphics, Intel UHD 600 RAM, 8 GB storage, 128 GB size, 5.5 by 2.3 by 0.3 inches. Home media server, or simple web browsing. The Melee PCG02 Stick PC is a truly tiny computer. Measuring a similar size to dedicated streaming devices, this diminutive device is a full-function Windows 11 Pro, or Linux, PC, complete with a robust selection of ports for expanding its functionality. With twin USB 3.0 ports, an Ethernet port, microSD card slot, and support for Wi-Fi 5 and Bluetooth 4.2, you can connect just about anything to this stick PC. If you want to expand the storage, just add an external drive. Want to connect it to multiple networks? You have different ways to do that. There's also an adjustable aerial to make sure you get good Wi-Fi coverage. The 128 GB of onboard storage isn't big or fast, but it's plenty for an operating system and a few of your favorite applications, and you can easily expand it with an SD card or additional hard drive. There's support for up to 4K resolution, so you can use this as a powerful streaming device. And it has full support for Wacom LAN, so you can power it up without pressing a button. The CPU and GPU aren't powerful, but they're enough for basic tasks. Number 3. Apple 10.9-inch iPad, 10th generation. 1.1 pounds dimensions, 9.8 by 7.1 by 0.3 inches display, 10.9-inch liquid retina IPS resolution, 2360 by 1640 CPU, Apple A14 Bionic storage, 64 GB, 256 GB battery, up to 10 hours rear camera, 12 MP front camera, 12MP ultra-wide. Catching up with friends and family or taking meetings on a budget-friendly Apple device. USB-C port for future-proofing. 5G support. Upgraded 12MP cameras for video calls. 64GB isn't enough storage for most. Older CPU. Apple's entry-level iPad doesn't have the bells and whistles of the Air or the Pro, but it offers most of the same experience at a much more affordable price. The A14 Bionic chipset, the same chipset used in the iPhone 12, is powerful enough for almost every task, and the display is larger than the previous generation despite almost identical measurements. The cellular model adds 5G support, and the port has been changed from Lightning to USB-C, offering future-proofing and a better range of accessories. Like the iPad Air, the Touch ID sensor is now integrated into the power button on the top edge of the iPad. The biggest improvement with this model is the position of the 12MP ultra-wide FaceTime camera. Now it's positioned in the middle of the iPad when horizontal, and support for center stage, the Pro feature that moves the camera around during video calls to keep you centered in the frame, make this the perfect iPad for FaceTime, Google Meet and Zoom calls. The iPad 10th Gen finally ditches the Lightning port in favor of USB-C, but there's no magnetic charging for the Apple Pencil 2nd Gen. This limits your Apple Pencil options to either the less capable USB-C model or the older Apple Pencil 1st Gen, which requires the additional USB-C to Apple Pencil adapter to charge. Number 2. Apple 10.2-inch iPad 9th Generation. 1.1 pounds dimensions, 9.8 by 6.8 by 0.3 inches display, 10.2-inch LED IPS resolution, 1620 by 2160 CPU, a 13 Bionic storage, 64GB, 256GB battery, up to 10 hours rear camera, 8MP front camera, 12MP. General content consumption, like streaming and note-taking, at an affordable price. Excellent value for money. Wide range of compatible accessories. The A13 Bionic processor is older. Lightning, not USB-C, port. 64GB storage is low. For many people, the Apple iPad 9th Generation is a far better choice, especially if you don't mind the older design, the Lightning port and the smaller display. To some people, especially those with existing Lightning accessories or family members who aren't ready to switch to an all-screen design, the iPad 9th Gen is a better choice than the 10th Gen. The A13 Bionic chip, also found in the iPhone 11, works great as a powerful chipset for a budget-friendly tablet. It's compatible with many accessories, including the first-generation Apple Pencil and Apple's Smart Keyboard. The display is smaller at 10.2 inches, with the Touch ID fingerprint sensor in the home button underneath and a curved rear design like the original iPad. Some might find the 64GB storage a little low. If this is the case, you can upgrade to 256GB of storage, for a slightly higher price. True Tone Display adjusts the display's color to match the ambient lighting and reduce eye strain. The 12MP camera also supports center stage, so you'll always be in the frame for video calls. Unlike the 10th Gen iPad, it also doesn't come in a range of colors, with silver and space gray the only choices. Number 1. Apple 12.9-inch iPad Pro 6th Generation. 1.5 pounds dimensions, 8.5 by 11 by 0.2 inches display, Liquid Retina XDR Mini LED 120Hz resolution, 2048 by 2732 CPU, Apple M2 storage, 128GB, up to 2 TB, battery, up to 10 hours, rear camera, 12MP, 10MP, LiDAR, front camera, 12MP. Getting the absolute best Apple tablet on the market. Beautiful mini LED screen. M2 chip is future-proofed. Apple Pencil 2nd Gen support. 128GB base storage isn't enough. Battery life could be better. Expensive with all the accessories. The Apple 12.9-inch iPad Pro is undoubtedly the top Apple tablet available. It has the best hardware on an iPad, including the large Liquid Retina XDR Mini LED display. It's great for enjoying for rich colors and deep blacks, and can provide reference colors for coders, artists, and graphic designers. Powered by the same M2 chip used in Apple's MacBook Air, it offers laptop-level power in a more friendly size, better graphics, perfect for high-end gaming and video editing, and faster memory. The Apple Pencil gains hover support, meaning your iPad can recognize it when it's up to 12 centimeters away from the display. The cameras can record Apple ProRes video, and the Thunderbolt port allows you to record and edit footage directly from a fast SSD. Like any Apple product, the best of the best doesn't come cheap. It starts at $1,099, although you'll likely want to upgrade that storage as 128 GB isn't enough to take advantage of all the iPad's key features. It's also compatible with the Apple Magic Keyboard, which offers a laptop-like form factor including a keyboard and trackpad, though this will cost you $350 extra. What the writers say, our writer says, the 12.9-inch iPad Pro is the Porsche of the iPad range. It's the jewel in Apple's technology crown, and it comes at a high price, but it's worth it. I've owned every model since the first, and while it becomes very heavy with the magnetic keyboard, there's no denying the overall value it offers. That said, I wouldn't consider it a replacement for your laptop. Although it has the M2 chip and should, in theory, at least be as powerful as the MacBook Air, iPadOS doesn't take advantage of all the power.